Wow, amazing. We're live now. Okay, in my YouTube dashboard here, it looks like we're live.
Nice.
Yep, looking
Yeah,
good.
it even recognizes it. Oh, in Jitsi, how nice.
Yeah, awesome. Hey, we're live now. Thank you for joining. I think some people might still hop in, but we can just start getting started anyways.
Should we push the link, or is that too dangerous?
I think pushing the link is fine. If something happens, we can always just improvise.
Okay.
Let me see. How do I get this link here? I'm looking at the. So don't share the Jitsi link. That is dangerous. But let me see if I can find the YouTube stream link.
Yeah, because
Okay,
I can.
I've got
I
it
can
here.
post it.
Okay, that's the YouTube stream link. You're welcome to share that one.
Sweet.
And fingers crossed. Like I think I mentioned it before. Several years ago, someone made the mistake of sharing a Jitsi meet link, and then on Twitter, and then people started flooding in and causing so much shenanigans. You can probably imagine that we had to give up the room. It was kind of funny, a moment of panic there. But anyways, hopefully in better shape here. So hi Lola, and thank you all for joining here, hopping on this call. As I mentioned in Discord, these calls are optional because people are spread across different time zones. There's another call coming today for people who are in different time zones. But this is a really good opportunity to just kind of kick things off together, and then just go over all the basics, introduce ourselves a little bit, talk about projects, talk about prices, answer all the questions. Sometimes there are questions around, how to participate, how to do things, so we can answer all of that stuff here. So thanks again for joining. I have a little bit of an agenda. I'll just go through just like 5 things to give you an idea. So first, I think it'd be cool if we do a bit of introduction, just 1 line per person or so, to keep it brief. Then do an overview of the Designathon as an event as a whole, with some of the key dates and the schedule, then go over price categories and how that works, then talk about just participation, and then if anyone wants to pitch their project or talk about how they'd like to contribute, if they're looking for a project, we can talk about that, and then wrap it up. How does that sound? Sounds good?
Yep, sounds good.
All right. Then how about we just do a very brief round of introductions? So, I mean, I'll just start. I'm Christoph. I organize a lot of things in the Bitcoin design community and around it. And I love participating in hackathons. I'm sad as an organizer that I cannot participate. So I'll just try to support everyone here and live vicariously through your experiences. I'll just throw it to the next person. How about you, Nandini?
Yeah, so I'm Nandini. I am into designing, I'm into digital arts. I also, do stuff on my iPad, draws things, and I am an illustrator. So these are all kinds of things I'm interested in.
You can also mention the next person that you'd like to go.
Okay, yes. Maybe let's go with Johannes.
Hi guys, how you all doing? So my name is Johannes. I am a product designer and also into administration and product management, and I am happy to be here, guys. I think I'm going to give Umar to do next.
Hi guys, I'm Umar. I'm a product designer, graphic designer, pretty much visual design in general. I'm also into management. Yeah, Bitcoin is a beautiful stuff, so we're giving our hands on it. I'll give Lola to go next.
Hi everyone. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hello. Okay, great. Hi, my name is Lola and I am a UX writer. Well, I also do content writing and copywriting. Also, I do UI UX design a bit. I'm still like I don't know, I'm not sure in UI UX design. And yeah, I do a bit of community management and I'm glad to be here. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to pass it on to Conception. I don't know who that is, but over to you,
Hi
Conception.
everybody. My name is Bobby, a product designer from Nigeria. Uh, I've been doing product designing for the last 3 years, and last 2 years I've been into Bitcoin open source projects, and I've been contributing to the open source projects. So I'd like to explore more about Bitcoin, and I'm happy to be part of the meeting here today. Thanks.
Who would you like to go next?
Desire, is it Desire or Desiree? I don't know.
Hey, yes, Desiree. So yes, I'm a product strategist, and I've been in the design space long time, and half of the time in the open source space. I'm here to help people to kickstart their journey online and improve the user experience for them and how they present themselves online. And I will pass it to Eric.
Hey, my name's Eric. I'm a product designer from the US. And yeah, I'm kind of heads down recently on Ecash stuff. So I'm helping the Bitcoin design community also organize this. I've been doing some of the social media assets and stuff that you see. And I'll be hosting a workshop later for the Designathon contest, which is the Ecash paper money printer thing. So yeah, you guys may see me later. And yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I think then we have Rishivash, right?
Yeah, sorry.
Hi everyone. Hi everyone. I am Rishi. I am from India and I have been into design over my college years and exploring this Bitcoin design community from last year, during my soft time. And yeah, I would love to contribute in that designathon. Looking forward to contribute.
Awesome. I think we have everyone, right?
Yeah, I think that's everyone.
Well, all right. Cool. Thanks. Let's hop on to the next thing then. So we had a designathon 3 years ago. And this is kind of the second edition. This one, I think first time we talked about planning this one was February 2024. So it's been like 15 months, but it's coming together. It is happening now. So I'm very excited to kick this one off. The first one was a really nice communal event. We're not trying to do a death match here when everyone fights for the prizes. It's just meant to be like a community event where people get together, explore. Some things can be very technical if people want to. They can code if they want to. They can do anything else. They can do painting. They can do educational things. It can be all kinds of different things in and around Bitcoin, right? And to counter a little bit, not counter, but what's the other word? Right, an additional outlet, let's say, to the very technical Bitcoin hackathons that we see quite a lot. So this one is more on the design and creative side. So feel free, you're invited, you're welcome to think very, very broadly about anything that you'd like to do here. And so today we have the kickoff. I will pull up the website here in my background for a sec. We'll just go over some key dates. So today we have the kickoff. If you haven't checked out the website, which I think you probably all have, I'll share that link. Today we have kickoff, and then we have 2 weeks is the event. So Sunday in exactly 2 weeks, that's where we kind of the judges review the projects, and then there will be prize announcements. If you don't care about prizes, you don't have to care about that at all. That's also okay. And then that Saturday before, we'd like to have the submissions done by midnight. So then the judges have enough time to actually do the reviewing. In the event 3 years ago, there were about 20 projects that submitted. For this event, we have more participants signed up than 3 years ago. We have about 100 signed up. And I think 10 projects submitted so far. But I assume that's going to change over time. A lot of things just kind of starts happening as the event kind of gets going, just to give you a bit of a frame there. And then in between, Thursday, May 15 is a nice, there's a nice overlap with the Global Accessibility Awareness Day. We also have a very cool accessibility track in this whole event organized by Jason. So we're kind of have lots of accessibility stuff on that day. And then we also have the Austin Bitcoin Design Live Crit happening. So the Austin Bitcoin Design Club, they meet once a week, I think, get together, talk about Bitcoin and design. And for this one, Sahil, very experienced designer, he's going to live critique several projects. So this is on a Tuesday. So when those projects get feedback, there's still enough time for them to kind of implement that and react to it and improve their projects. And then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the next 3 days, we have several workshops. PenPod on Monday, UX research and accessibility workshops Tuesday, Designathon, the one that Eric mentioned on Wednesday. And Eric and I were also talking about organizing some kind of jam session, office hours type workshops. So if any project, any designer, anyone wants to come in with anything that they want to talk about, finding a project, some design work, their project that they're working on, that could also be an opportunity to do that. But we haven't put that on the calendar quite yet. We'll figure that one out. Let me see. Then let's hop into prices real quick. So these prices have really just kind of come together in the last few days, which is kind of funny how these things sometimes just happen in the last few days. So I want to give a huge shout out to all of the sponsors. So we have Blockstream. Does anyone know what Blockstream does? Does anyone want to talk about what Blockstream does?
I could.
Yes.
Oh, go ahead. Go for
it. So I am not much aware of the subject, but by studying the wallets in our assignment, we study about Blockstream. They make hardware wallets. They also have this app for self-custodian wallets. So this is some of the idea I have. You can continue, Eric.
Yeah, no, that's a huge part of what they do is the self-custodial wallet. So they have a hardware wallet called the Jade, and they just released the Jade Plus, which is a hardware wallet that you can hold your Bitcoin in. It has a camera, so you can do like QR signing and a bunch of like really cool features on it. They're also kind of a big company that does just a lot of Bitcoin innovation at a high level. There's a side chain called Liquid that you guys might have heard about. That was an open source initiative kind of led by Blockstream. They're also working on, I think they already got this off the ground, but some way to communicate and broadcast transactions through satellites in space. So they have kind of like a program for that too. So just like all around, they're like a pretty big innovator in the Bitcoin space. They do a lot of really cool work kind of across the Bitcoin spectrum. So yeah, but mostly for us, these hardware wallets are really awesome because probably the most important thing you can do is like secure your Bitcoin properly. And yeah, this is good to have, and it would be good for people to get their hands on so they can kind of explore self-custody, maybe run through setting up the hardware wallet, and maybe even give them feedback on what's good and what's not good about it.
Man, yeah, you guys are knowledgeable about Blockstream. That's awesome. And then the other sponsor, we have the Plan B Network, who are sponsoring the accessibility track. So Plan B Network is an educational platform for all kinds of Bitcoin things. It's also very community-driven. Lots of they bring in lots of people from the Bitcoin space to do courses. Tons of them are free. They translate them. So they were trying to build these local Bitcoin hubs, all kinds of stuff happening there. And we might, in the Bitcoin design, with the Bitcoin Design Guide, we might also do a course with them. So there might be more coming there. So big shout out to them. And then the last one that was just announced today is the Here Comes Bitcoin store. Who's familiar with the Here Comes Bitcoin character? Grumpy Bitcoin. So yeah, super nice group of people. So there's a bit of extra swag. So you can, if you win something, you get some Bitcoin, you get a hardware wallet to secure it, and you can wear swag. Pretty nice. And then also shout out to PenPod for also providing swag for the open design track there. So it's super, and of course, OpenCash and Gundlaf for the Ecash nodes track. So it's super cool how, you know, these things kind of come together. It may look like it's a mess, like there are all these different things, but I think it's a really cool sign of the community coming together and everyone chipping in a little bit to make all that possible. So we have best overall prizes, then we have second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. The way those are gonna be distributed is you can scroll down and look at the FAQ here, how our prize is awarded. There'll be a series of judges. They have criteria. All the projects that submitted, they're, you know, evaluated on those criteria from 1 to 10. Numbers are added up, and then you get, like, you know, the one with the most, not with the highest number is then the best one that wins the first prize. And then so projects can participate in those overall prizes and in those individual tracks. So accessibility, like I mentioned, we have a really, really cool track happening there with workshops, special prize, Global Accessibility Awareness Day, co-organization, I guess, then open design. That's, you know, we have the penpot workshop coming up, and then any other open source design tools. Also kind of embodying the spirit of open design, designing in public, collaborating in public, and then Ecash notes. Eric, I think you're the master of that one. Do you have any quick thoughts on that one?
Yeah, the Ecash note is, I think, a really fun one. I think it's kind of really captures the spirit of design. You can learn more about it on the workshop Wednesday, but just to give you guys an overview, Ecash is a way where you can generate Bitcoin in a push manner. So you can basically have Bitcoin in a QR code, for example, that somebody could scan, and they can claim the Bitcoin in the form of Ecash. And what the Ecash notes contest does is there's currently a tool called Burr, BRR, kind of like money printer, where you can just specify an amount of Ecash and then hit print, and then it'll print kind of like something that kind of looks like a banknote. It'll show it as a PDF on your screen. So what this contest is about is basically designing a new type of note that we can include in the software so that when the user hits print, they can just select this note. And it can kind of go in a number of directions. So it could maybe look like a real note, like a euro or like a dollar, or we could do something kind of just totally new. You can re-envision like a totally new way to hand over paper Bitcoin or paper Ecash. So that's kind of the Ecash notes thing. And yeah, we'll go over it in more detail on Wednesday, and I'll probably add, we'll see if we can add on the website. Oh, it's already there actually. Actually, no, it's not, sorry. But we'll see if we can add on the website a link that has kind of the challenge a little bit more specced out with resources to the actual tool, where you can use it and some examples of bills and stuff like that.
Awesome, thank you. That's a cool combo of graphic design and pretty much cutting edge tech. I like that one. Cool. Were there any questions around the prices, or should we go into how to participate? You're welcome to raise your hand. There's like a little hand raise button at the bottom, or just kind of unmute and mention something, or just write in the chat. We'll try to.
Yeah, I just got a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
The Jade, is it do you know if it's a Jade Plus or the Jade?
I think it's the regular one.
Okay, cool.
Which I have one of those. It's pretty nice. Yeah, just shoot over any questions or put them in the chat. And so all good. That's what we're here for. And then, so how to participate. So we have this participation document here that I'm also going to share. It's also available from the website in one of those FAQ links. And it just kind of goes about the basics. So as you probably know, people have been able to submit ideas for about 4 weeks now. That's just, you know, to get conversations started, see what people are interested in. Then for the last 2 weeks, people have been able to submit projects with the goal that, you know, some of these ideas may turn into projects. Maybe one idea turns into 3 projects and people attack it from different angles, right? Just kind of leave it very open there and very communal. And so we have a bunch of projects. Let's see, we have a bunch of ideas here, pretty diverse stuff. And then we have a bunch of projects, 9 at the moment. I think 2 just came in today, the Dive into NWC and the Bit4 kit. I think they were just added. And now it's like, yeah, anyone submit new projects or sign up for one of those existing projects. There's a join form here, but it's not, this is not super strict, right? We're not tracking everything very centralized and like telling you like, oh, you're part of this project or so. It's pretty loose. And we kind of rely on each individual and the people who initiate a project to really communicate and kind of reach out and figure out how they want to run the project. Because some people might do this on the side next to their full-time job and just kind of be loose about it. And some people might be really intense, right? Some people might have their own team, and for some it might be a loosely distributed group of people. So we really kind of rely on just open source style, right, for the individuals to kind of drive things in the way that that works for them. So when you create a project, a very good thing to do is make sure you have a good project description that says what you want to do, how you want to go about it, maybe how much effort, what you're expecting from others, what you bring in, what you'd like others to bring in. It can be very strict, it can be very loose, totally up to you. And the big thing is that you kind of set up a communication channel. So you can create a Discord channel if you want to, if you feel like that's what you want to do. Or let's say you have a Telegram channel or you have Signal or something else. That's also totally cool. You just need to make sure that people are kind of aware of it and that they know where the communication happens. Could be a GitHub repository if it's more technical or so. So that kind of serves then as kind of the base for communication. So that's kind of an important one to set up. Make sure that's easy to find. And then if you want to do a project call or just find the way that you want to get others interested in your project, can be shared in Discord. The Designathon channel is really good go-to place for that. And that's it. And then, in 2 weeks, right, it's good, there's another section here about getting ready to present your work. Maybe good to plan, figure out how you want to do that loosely. But I think at the beginning, it's more so to kind of figure out what you want to do and get people on board. Then we have a bunch of resources here. You're probably familiar with the Bitcoin Design Guide, Bitcoin UI Kit, Bitcoin Icons, UX Research Toolkit. There's this UX Sprint, FigJam template, and we really have a lot of stuff. It can be like the design guide is 60 pages or so. There's a lot of stuff out there. If you have questions on any resources, please ask. It's very likely that we can point you to something because it's really a lot and it's kind of hard to, even when you do this full time, it's hard to kind of keep track of everything. But using those resources, you're likely just going to make your life a ton easier. And of course, we're all going to use AI for these things today, right? Anything else about participation? What did I miss? Oh yeah, one important thing is for the evaluation, for the judging for the prizes at the end, we want to make sure that it's kind of a fair playing ground. So only work done during those 2 weeks counts. And the life of the judges is a ton easier if you work in public, if you regularly share updates in the communication channel, in your GitHub repository, if you share a video or just kind of work in public, which is something in open source and in the community we like to do anyways, because we always learn from each other so much, whether it's discussing ideas or throwing out some, like Eric's really good with just kind of sharing work in progress designs and all these things. So the working in public part is kind of important. So there's transparency. I mean, you can show up at the last minute and just kind of drop off your massive project. But I would prefer not to. I would encourage not to, and just kind of be pretty open throughout the whole time. It's going to be more fun and communal that way too. Yeah. Any other questions around how to go about doing things? We're good. All right. Let's see what's the next here on my agenda here. Yeah, project ideas. Have you looked through all the projects that were out there already? Yeah. What stood out to you? What are you interested in? I'm curious to hear.
I'm interested in the rebasing, kind of the sat symbol. Yeah, just because this is something I think a lot about when I design. Is, and it's kind of like an evergreen debate: kebab, sat symbol, B sign. So yeah, I'm interested in seeing what comes out of this, because it can feel kind of abstract, but hopefully this will visually kind of show us like, hey, this is what it looks like. These are the considerations, stuff like that.
Yeah. Are the others familiar with that one? So how about we ask here real quick? So it's annoying to write Bitcoin amounts, right? You want to send, let's say, €1. That's, I don't know how much that is, 1,000 sats. Let's just say it's 1,000 sats. Then you're in Bitcoin. You have to write 0.00001. Right? And let's say the price keeps increasing, then it's like, okay, how about you send me 0.0000? Like, no one's going to do that. That's just not cool. So, and that's why the Satoshi unit was invented. So it's not 0.001, but it's 71,000 sats. But then it's like, people are confused, like, oh, is Satoshi, is that a new cryptocurrency? And we don't really have a nice character for that. And then people came up with this kebab thing. And it never felt quite right. People adopted something, or just writing the word sats. It's like very long. So the idea came out about, so how about we just get rid of this original idea with the 0011? We just make the Satoshi the Bitcoin. So what's 1,000 Satoshi today, you would actually call 1,000 Bitcoin. We'd all be billionaires. No, but like nothing changes, right? It's still the €1, but you would write 1,000 and then the Bitcoin symbol. How does that sound to everyone here? Insane? Weird?
Strange.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Strange and interesting. Yeah, good range. I can say personally, like my heart was flipped when I first heard this proposal. I thought it was just insane. Like, hey, there's already a convention. All the wallets are already using this. When we go to conferences, we use this term, and like, why throw a wrench in it? But the more I thought about it, and honestly, there's good FAQs on this website at the bottom that the first impressions that you have in your head about like why this might not be a good idea are kind of addressed in the FAQs. So I would say marinate on it. This proposal has been sitting around for like a year or so, and also, as Christoph is showing right now on his screen, when I started designing and actually using the B symbol, it started feeling a little bit better and looking a bit better, in my opinion.
Yeah, so this is what it would be here. It does it if you just forget about all the legacy stuff, you just look at it, it seems like, oh, this is very simple, right? But if you consider where we are right now, it's hard to imagine the transition. It's a tricky one. But yeah, I'm curious about that one too. Any other ones that looked interesting?
Okay, so I want to talk about my project. I would love to know your views also. So recently, you might have heard of this wave of Ghibli designs, Ghibli art stuff. So I was kind of taken aback because I'm an artist myself. So I wanted to see like why is this every work getting plagiarized by AI, not even by human, also by AI. So I came up with this design. Maybe let's create something called proof of brush. So it is here, and so I wanted to create a kind of portal for artists mainly, so that they can first of all, two things: they can glaze their artworks. This portal helps to glaze is a tool that's developed so that it becomes difficult for AI to copy their artworks or art styles. And another one is C2PA algorithm. This works in a way that this uses cryptography, so that it's a kind of proof of their artwork. It's the concept is similar like NFT, but it combines both of the things, the glaze and this cryptographic signature, so that it's all for artists and it's all for them to use their verification tools to have their works preserved free from plagiarism copyright.
That sounds very cool. Sounds like you already kind of know. I didn't know some of those techniques that existed.
Yeah, I never heard of glazing. That sounds awesome.
Yeah,
It's
there's
really
also
interesting.
Nightshade. There's also 2 to 3 things. I was just researching a bit before submitting the idea, so I got to know all this.
Is there any point in combining this with the Ecash nodes? Proof of
I will have to
authenticity
see. I
for
wasn't
Ecash
aware
nodes?
of Ecash notes just before you mentioned. I have
Yeah.
heard the term, but I didn't know what it was all about. So after the workshop, maybe I'll see if there's any way to combine.
Yeah, that'll be interesting. I think one of the things that come to my mind that it could get tricky is that in order for the Ecash note to really work with the Bird tool, it reads that design as an SVG file. So I don't know how you would defend against kind of just an SVG file in code from being trained.
Interesting.
I'll read about it. I'll research about it.
That's what the event is for, to just go into things like that and see what's possible. Let's see, what do we have? There's one around accessibility. I think this is kind of the most intense accessibility Bitcoin event, at least that I'm aware of in my 5 years of doing this stuff. So I'm excited to see. Hopefully, we'll get some cool accessibility things, maybe some improvements to real projects. At minimum, maybe more awareness of things. NWC is a way to connect applications with Bitcoin usage through Nostr, I think. So that should allow for more apps to talk to each other and easily implement wallet functionality or make payments. Also interesting. Wallet for kids. I think we had one at the first Designathon too. I wonder if they can kind of start basing things on that one. There's a Google Doc here with more info. It's pretty nice too.
I saw the presentation as well. It had pretty
Oh,
interesting design.
Where was this presentation?
It was on the YouTube, so I saw the past year's presentation where this Bitcoin insurance was also there. So.
Yeah, there's also I met one of the guys who works on Nostr a lot, and he made like a Lightning piggy bank, which is also pretty nice. So there's some nice stuff there. I'd love to see more. User-friendly glossary, always helpful. I think we do some of that in the Bitcoin design guide too, where we try to break these terms down. This is interesting because I think we have more terms constantly coming up. Like now we have ARC, we have human readable addresses, and there's always a lot of it's a lot of effort to break things down, make them simple, and find the right wording for them. Safe bits, I think that's for the Bitcoin Safe wallet. And here's education platform for newcomers. And like I said, 2 of them are just added today. I assume we'll see a few more. Is there anything that you see on the ideas that you'd like to see? Or any ones you'd like to contribute to?
I submitted the npub.cash redesign just because I think that's a really, really cool tool that's working now. Just a quick overview of basically what that is it's a custodial service. It's a website called npub.cash. So if you have a Nostr key, a public key, you already have an Ecash wallet and a Lightning wallet. It's basically, I can now pull out my Phoenix wallet or Albi, and I can just put your npub, then at npub.cash, hit send, and it'll send you Ecash. And then you can claim the Ecash by signing into this website using your NIP7 extension. And then you can claim it as Ecash, or you could send it via Lightning. So it's kind of this really, really cool thing, I think. And I think the website, nice. I think it very much kind of looks like it was made by a developer, because it was. He kind of just put in the concept. And I think this can really get like a bit of a facelift. And, when you log into it and sign in with your NIP7, and all of a sudden you just see some Ecash there. You're like, whoa, wow, is this? And it's only yours too. But by the way, this is locked. So like once you send it, only the person with the Nostr private key can claim this Ecash. So it's just really, really cool. So yeah, I threw out this idea if somebody wanted to kind of redesign this, make it look a little bit nicer, a little bit more interesting. I think there's a lot that could be done here.
Is this an open source project?
Yeah, totally open source. You can find the documentation there. The developer, his name is Ege. He's very active, very easy to talk to. Happy to introduce anyone who wants to meet him.
I think I'd like to meet him.
Yeah. You want to shoot me a message on Discord? I can set up a group with us, and we can talk about it.
Definitely. I'll do that. Thank you.
Me too. I would like to join the call.
So can you say that again? I had trouble hearing you.
Oh, I said I would also like to meet and know about the project more.
Okay, sweet. So yeah, just shoot me a message on Discord. In case, because I can try to follow up with you guys, but I'm not sure if your usernames are the same. But my username is there. I'm easy to find.
Sounds cool. I'm confused. I don't get half of it, but maybe that's always part of design, is communicating things clearly, right?
Yeah.
I think I loosely kind of get what it is, but just reading those sentences turns my brain to mush. Maybe it's because it's Sunday morning. Yeah, there's so much cool stuff being built. It's kind of ridiculous. All right. I think that's kind of it for my my little agenda here. So I guess I'll use my closing words here. Let's get designing. And it's really up to you to take it from here. Yeah, Desiree, please go ahead.
Yes, just have a question about, for example, can participants join multiple projects as well? For example, if I want to submit a note for the Ecash for the printer, can someone submit different submission to different projects, or is
No,
better
absolutely.
to focus in just one? And
if you have the time and want to participate in multiple things, if I were to participate, I would probably also participate in multiple ones. So go for it.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks.
And maybe we didn't clarify this, Christoph, but one of the questions I had earlier was related to the individual challenges and then the grand prize. Could we discuss the relationship between those two? So if you participate in an Ecash challenge, and then there's best overall prize if you win the Ecash challenge, what about best overall prize? Is there any conflict there, or can you win both?
No, you can win both. Yeah. So the tracks are kind of separate things from the main prizes. You can win one of the best overall. You can't win multiple there, but you can also win track prizes in addition. Yeah,
so this means that.
Oh, please go for it.
This means that people can also submit different projects, or so. For example, at the beginning, I was thinking about submitting an idea for Zeus, and recognize it was really intense, but things have been changing, priorities changed. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna do something lighter that's gonna be Bitcoin safe. I'm gonna propose the project, and there is not much design, let's say, because it's a desktop application. So I merge the ideas of accessibility. So maybe I can have a accessibility review by JSON B, and I also consider how we can use Bitcoin safe and other desktop wallets to improve the organizational self-custody. But let's say the idea of Zeus is still there, so I still struggling. Okay, I can submit that as well, or it's better to focus on one and do one good, and that's it.
So I think you can choose your own adventure here. You also don't have to do everything yourself, right? If you just kind of if you want to, let's say, focus on Bitcoin safe, and maybe some other people are doing the Zeus thing, and you just kind of hang out with them a little bit, chip in here and there more lightly while you focus on the other one. It depends on your time, and it depends on how each of the project ends up being organized and working. So we just, because it's such a diverse group of people from all over the world, we just want to leave it very open and up for the individuals to figure that out.
Okay, makes sense. Well, the Zeus idea was started mostly to put the idea out and have others participating as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, if many people and many designers wanted to join, obviously I was proposing to do a project lead and try to organize the project and make sure that maybe delivering contents and promoting the contents on socials and things like that. So I don't need to be involved. It was more the fact to put the idea out and convert the idea into a project, let's say.
If you don't want to lead a project, I wouldn't maybe try to put it out there. I think we can expect a little bit that the person who suggests a project also is involved in making it happen in some way. Because otherwise it's just an idea.
Yeah, I was ready to say let's lead the project, but I'm not mandatory. I want to be responsible for the design, for example, because I know there is a lot of participants, or maybe be responsible for the UX research and what's current, analyzing how current functionality can be improved. So obviously, I think it's a big project that can provide a lot of value for Zeus, and will be cool to let's say build a team on it and work as a team. But again, if I am just by myself, it's like, okay, probably it's too big just for me.
Yeah, you can also ask in the Discord, say, hey, I really like this idea of a Zeus wallet, but I don't want to do it unless there are maybe 3-4 other people who can really chip in. Is there anyone who wants to help out or so? And then, give it a couple of days and see who's willing to join in. But yeah, Bitcoin Safe and Zeus, each of them are probably really big projects because they're pretty complex products.
Yeah, differently, yes. Bitcoin Safe is more about there's not going to be too much design work, let's say, involved. It's more about defining the UX, accessibility, and understand how we can improve certain functionality specifically. That's my understanding, at least. But probably, obviously, people is free to submit a full redesign of the app because it's really native at the moment. It's an application that has not a strong brand, has not a strong identity. It's focusing on let's say, provide the functionality more than be cool and be known. And so I will find a balance. I will definitely spread the ideas on Discord and see who want to join.
Yeah, 2 weeks is not a long time. I would maybe, and especially if you're going to work with people that you may not know in different parts of the world, with English as a second language or so. So maybe it might be better to start with a fairly narrow focus for the project, and then if you get more stuff done, then amazing, do more. But starting kind of specific is probably generally a good approach. But Lola,
submit projects along the way as well, or is that, or you're gonna close the submission of the project, let's say tomorrow?
No, we'll leave that open probably through next week, because it takes time for some people to form and adjust, and can't expect everyone to have it all figured out today. I think.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Conceptionify. How about you?
Yeah, thanks. I really appreciate your presentation and your inputs. So my question is about the submission model. How do you want us to submit the project? I mean, is it going to be like a prototype link, or we are going to submit a pitch deck concerning the project and the details?
Let's see. So we have this in the participation document too. It's because the process is so nice. Like working in public, it's great if there's like a write-up, where the idea come from, who participated, how you collaborated, how your process was, maybe some in between steps too, because we kind of want to, you know, the effort, the process is also very important, just like the final output. So just sharing the kind of the story, and you know, if you want to continue in the future, so all that stuff's kind of important to know for the judges to kind of have a complete picture of what happened. So that's works great as a write-up. Then any links to any work that was produced in the meantime, the communication channel with Discord or Telegram or something else to kind of peek in. Then if it's something, if it's an interface, a clickable prototype or a link to the designs is great. Video walkthroughs are also really awesome, where you can kind of tell the story and just kind of walk through things. Anything that helps communicate the project as a whole better. And then it kind of depends on exactly what you're working on. You know, if there was one idea around creating a sign for silent payments, like a little printable booklet, that's, you know, of course the presentation there is going to be different than, you know, maybe they have a video of, you know, the actual printed booklet and they show flipping through it or so, which is very different than, let's say, some accessibility fixes to, I don't know, Sparrow Wallet or so, right? They're very different types of projects, so the presentation should be or can be different at the end. But I think telling the whole story of the project and the collaboration is it's more important, I think, than maybe people expect, because you have to assume that the judges, they come in not knowing anything about the background, not knowing anything about maybe the project this is based on. So communicating all that stuff pretty well is a good thing. And then I'm always a big fan of video demos.
All right, thank you very much.
And Lola, please go ahead.
Hi. Okay. So let's say I'd like to contribute in other people's projects. Is that a thing? Is that allowed? And if it is, how do I go about it?
No, absolutely. Everyone should be welcome to join any projects there. It's all meant to be open and communal and collaborative. Maybe some projects are more, you vibe with the people better than with others. So definitely try to reach out if you see, let me see, let's take a look at some projects here. So that's why I also mentioned earlier that if someone starts a project, it's kind of important for them to also make it easy to find the communication channel, like how to get, where do people talk about this project, where they're going to work together. And then it should be very easy for anyone who wants to participate to just find that channel and show up and say, hey, I'd love your project, I'd like to continue. Not continue, but, you know, contribute. On the organizational side, I feel like us organizers, we're going to have to make sure that that actually happens. I'm going to help with, you know, making sure that, let's say here, this NWC project, that there's kind of a person to contact in Discord or a link to Telegram or wherever they want to do this. So we'll try to do our best to highlight that. If you have a question, also just ask in the Designathon channel in Discord, and we'll try to do our best to hover around and just kind of connect people as much as possible.
Quick one. Can someone work on multiple projects if they can?
Yeah, totally up to you.
Awesome.
Go for it, Rishi.
Yeah, so I had a question like if I had an idea like regarding we have to for the accessibility menu or something I have to define. So is there any specific website or platform for that I have to design for, or like in general guidelines I can design it? Like I just had an idea like to share with you. Like if I want to define like the compatibility of that platform or like the contrast ratio and the font size. So all that guidelines need to be designed for a specific platform, or in general for the Bitcoin community, we can do that.
Sorry, is that specific? So I generally, it seems like whatever's appropriate for your project, it's very open and flexible. But did you say this was for a specific website or project? Sorry, I may have missed that.
Yeah, like I wanted to know, like if I want to give an idea or pitch an idea, so should I choose a specific platform for that, or should I define that guidelines or something for in general Bitcoin community? That was my question.
So pitching ideas. So we have this on the website. We have this ideas box here. So you can.
Yeah.
We took the link down because that's right now we're more in the project section. But I can share the link with you to the submission form for ideas, and then there's a quick review, and then it goes live, right, to prevent spam. And then you'll have a link, and it's going to be live there, and then you can send it to people, and you can share it in Discord and ask for people's opinions or so. But you don't necessarily have to go through that, right? You can just ask in the Designathon channel, share your ideas, see what people think, start conversations. And then if you feel like, if people chip in or you feel good that you think this should be a project and you want to push that forward, and then you just register a project. It doesn't have to go through this idea section in the website. You can if you want to. Yeah, sometimes it's also just easy to chat about it and see what happens. Too many options. Are we too flexible here? I feel like sometimes we're too flexible. Are good.
Thank you.
Yeah, or just ask me in person if you wanna if you have any questions about things. It's also good. Okay, Conceptionify one. What's up?
Yeah, my question is about the project listed earlier. So, for example, someone that listed a project but didn't add the link to collaborate or the link to chat with the project initiator, is there any other way to probably reach out to you to add the channels to it?
Yeah, so that's this is totally not unexpected that people don't put these channels in there right away. From 3 years ago, from our first event, it started a little bit slow. It took us several days until people kind of started going. So it's totally normal. I will try to make sure to ping a bunch of different people who initiated these projects to maybe think about these channels and figure something out. And then we'll also add it to these descriptions. And whenever I also understand that not everyone's just going to keep refreshing the website and see what's changed. So we'll also make sure to communicate that in the Designathon channel in Discord whenever an update is made. And hopefully that simplifies it a bit.
All right, thanks.
One thing, is there like a cap to the number of people that can join a project, or it's open to whoever or whenever?
That is totally up to you. The more the merrier. But I guess not necessarily. Like the more the merrier if everyone gets along, but it can also get messy if there are more people. It's totally up to you.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, cool. We're actually almost at the hour here. So it's very open. Oh, Desiree wrote, yes, definitely. I'll maybe create a channel there or group chat somewhere else so others can jump in too. Okay, some conversation happening. Umar, what's your Discord name? Yeah, this is exactly it, right? Just chat, just ask. Make connections and work together. It's the way to go. Should we try to wrap it up, or any other thoughts? Margaret, you just joined. I think you just joined. If you have any questions, also welcome to ask. Well then, how about we wrap it up?
Yeah, if there's no more questions. Oh yeah, go ahead, Desiree.
Oh no, what was a mistake? All good here.
Okay.
Great, rookie stuff.
Yeah, no worries. I see people are putting their usernames on Discord, so you can directly contact anyone there. I put mine there as well. Yeah, I guess if there's no more questions, we could wrap it up.
One more question. Is there going to be like difference for the 4 p.m. meeting, the 4 p.m. call? Would there be like anything different, or is still the same thing for whoever misses this one?
It's the same thing. It's just meant for the people in different time zones, or who are busy on their Sundays. If they can't make this one, they can maybe make the next one. But it's meant to be the same thing.
Okay, that's cool then. Thanks.
Yep. Awesome. And I don't know, like there seem to be two viewers on YouTube right now. So hey viewers, I don't think we got any chat there. Thanks YouTube viewers for watching. I'm gonna end the stream here now. Here we go.